Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, you are now listening to an exclusive shortened edition of B30 Back in Your Life. So fasten those seatbelts, hold on tight, it's going to be a bumpy ride. Okay, let's get to it. I recently had a family get-together for Chinese New Year. Now, my family's pretty low-key with the festivities, being how we're all of Judeo-Christian belief and all. But we do make an effort to maintain some level of Chinese New Year spirit and cheer. So we do like the whole exchange of red envelopes, the lucky money, and we also consume some of the traditional food dishes and desserts. For example, my 88-year-old grandmother in particular loves baking that New Year dessert or cake. You know, where the texture is a hybrid between like jello and pudding, and the color can be like all different shades of brown. Now, this is the part where it gets a little tricky. So a loyal listener asked me, if you're a religious individual, for instance, let's say a Christian, which Chinese New Year customs, rituals, and practices can you participate in that won't be in conflict with, say, your Christian religious beliefs? For example, can I hang up that prosperity, good fortune Chinese character piece of paper in a diamond shape upside down around my house so wealth and health would be, falling in or dropping into my household? Can I do that? Or how about something as simple as going up to your relatives and reciting those generic prosperity phrases so they would give us like red pocket money? Can we do that? Does that conflict with our Christian beliefs? Or how about even more iffy customs that one may deem as superstitious? For example, I heard there's one where you don't wash your hair during the New Year period, so you don't wash away your good luck and fortune. So little things like that. Like, where do we draw the line? What is considered just harmless fun, and what is, you're actually partaking in unorthodox beliefs? Well, unfortunately for you listeners, B30 standards and practices are pretty low. So I'm not gonna even bother reference a biblical passage to address this topic, and just basically rely on common sense to make 2 points. So the first point is, you have to at least know a little bit about the origins and meaning behind the celebratory event you're about to get involved with. So in the case of Chinese New Year, you need a rudimentary understanding of the religious beliefs and cultural values embedded within, Chinese New Year. Now, I am by no means an expert when it comes to the history of Chinese culture, but I do know that they are not Christian in terms of their religious and philosophical background. I'm pretty sure they're polytheistic, to say the least, so it ranges from ancestor worship to their own respective folklore and mythology. Comes down to things like the choice of color of your dress or shirt, to the certain types of food you eat, how you set up your table, or what you choose for your decorations. Just be aware what all these little actions and decisions symbolize and know what they mean. That way, you know what is harmless, fun, and you're just acknowledging cultural customs that are part of the core identity of a particular ethnic group. And when you do your homework and you know the meaning and symbolism behind these festivities, then you will naturally proceed to the next step, or the second point, which is basically determine the level of participation you and your loved ones intend to be a part of. For example, in the context of Chinese New Year, if you want to bring your family to that annual parade in Chinatown, you want to observe the sights and sounds and learn about the dragon dance and what it symbolizes, I think that's okay. But you might want to draw the line on certain activities that are more about personal gain. For example, say you go to this Chinese New Year parade. I don't think it's a good idea to encourage your children to start requesting, or may I say beg, for red envelopes or candy treats from strangers at the parade dressed up as Chinese mythological deities or gods. I mean, on the surface, it's just harmless social interaction and fun for your child to be involved in the festivities. But the take-home message here is, whether it's a St. Patrick's Day celebration or Easter Bunny celebration or Halloween trick-or-treat, you have to distinguish the religious element of a celebratory event from its cultural element. So for Chinese New Year, the cultural element is totally fine. I mean, take all the cultural specific customs away, and the bare essential elements of Chinese New Year is basically family. a sense of giving, good cheer in anticipation of a new year filled with potential opportunities and adventure as the winter season is drawing to an end and the spring season, which represents rejuvenation, is around the corner. I think that's pretty safe. However, if you are a Christian, but you genuinely believe in the religious and supernatural elements of Chinese New Year, and you take the customs very seriously, such as the way you dress, the things you say, the stuff you hang around your house, if it's all done for the purpose of selfish financial gain, or you're trying to manipulate the Chinese deities to do your bidding, then you, my friend, are trying to serve two masters, and you might need to reconsider your religious allegiance. So in summary, if you acknowledge and celebrate Chinese New Year with the intention of just broadening your horizons, showing multicultural awareness and sensitivity, or you're just embracing your ethnic heritage and cultural roots, then go for it. The key here is you're educated about the symbolic meanings behind the event, and you've already established boundaries in terms of what you will or will not participate in. If you have such a mindset, I really don't see any potential conflicts between your personal religious beliefs and the cultural customs that are part of your ethnic heritage. So, to quote the white politicians who make their PSAs on Chinese television networks, Happy Chinese New Year, Gong Hei Fa Choi, and thank you for listening, and goodbye.